What's good, y'all? This Dookie Dookie. You're watching the I Don't Care What You Think podcast.
Get your ass back. Why you so close to the screen?
I was trying to see.
Yeah, get this shit on. Get this shit on. Yeah. See?
So, one first, I want to say thank y'all for coming up here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you for having us.
I appreciate it. And then when you asked, because it was my fiance you was talking to through email.
Yeah.
And when you asked, you was like, "Hey, you want my mom?" She was like, "Of course." Like she was
my
like,
mom.
she was like, I told them. She told y'all a year before she even told me.
The reason why I said that because I was like, man, I like came up with the idea to do the video, but honestly, my mom is the star of the show. Like all the stuff she come up with, I don't say nothing. She just do her thing.
Yeah, I'm not mom. And let me speak for you, mom, when I say that. Sorry, that's my son in the background. He just came home from school. But let me tell you, mom, you speak for all Black mothers across America. because when she told me where you were, like where you was from, I'm like, yo, that is crazy because my mom used to do the same thing to me.
That's where I got it from.
So I do want to say that is dope that you even do this with your son.
Love it.
Because some people, some parents, okay, some people don't understand that if you can work with your child, no matter what their age is, if they're doing something positive, is to support them. And
yes, definitely.
A lot of parents stray away from. AJ, they can't see you. You want to say hi? Do you want to say hi? All right, come in. Come in.
Oh, hey, cutie.
What's up?
Okay, you ain't got to say hi so many times, man.
You're so cute.
Don't finish watching SpongeBob. But a lot of parents don't understand how important that is to know that they have the support. I mean, a lot of kids don't know they had the support from their parent, no matter what it is. So when I found out you did little Ron, and then I see AJ, get that out of there. Once I found out you did little Ron, and then to see you pivot, and now you do it with your mom. It's amazing, man, and it's beautiful.
Hey, thank you. And it's such a blessing to be able to do it because I started off, with little Ron, and things go for only so long when it comes to the internet. You got to keep reinventing yourself, and not to say that little Ron kind of died down. It's still been going great. We getting ready to get on Amazon Video, like everything's still going great with it, but everything is really hot for only a moment of time. Of course, we're gonna make a comeback with that, but in the moment I was like, as numbers kind of started to go down a little bit, I'm like, man, I gotta figure something else out. So that's when I kind of started the group Cottonmouth with my boys, and even as we were doing that, I just something told me, I was like, man, I think it'd be cool to do a skit with my mom. So I came over and we did it, and it went crazy. So we were just like, you know what, let's keep trying to do it. So that's why we where we at now with them.
So mom, when he asked you to do it, was it like an instant yes, or you was like, I don't know?
Yeah, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. That's about y'all.
Yeah, that's amazing support. And I seen on your I watched your documentary you put on YouTube, your documentary. How was it going through that time period? Because I know everything is good or better than what it was then, but how was it at that moment, like processing all that?
At the moment, like when I was in the hospital.
Yeah, just everything. Like I see you talked about being a single father of two, just the whole process. Because if people will see you now and not understand your dedication to what you do now comes from setbacks that you went through that were like scary.
Yeah, it was. It was a real tough time. Like even going back to when I was in the hospital, when I initially went into the hospital, I wasn't supposed to go through 3 surgeries. I wasn't supposed to be on the ventilator. Like that was never the plan. It was just supposed to be something small. So The moment I was in the hospital and I woke up like on the anesthesia and I seen my mom crying, I seen all of these cords connected up to me. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like. I was afraid. I was like, am I even gonna make it through this? So to go through something that crazy and to make it out of something that others have, passed away from, and still be here today to be able to do a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is like a crazy blessing. And
Yes,
then,
it is.
shortly before that, kind of becoming a single father. Of course, they mom is around, but in that moment, I had them, majority of the time, 90% of the time. That's hard. I was trying to figure out how to do it. I was applying for, different assistants. I couldn't afford to pay my phone bill. Me and the kids was sleeping on the couch. Like that was probably one of the toughest situations in my life. And I think me going through the hospital and really having that time to think, not being able to talk, being on that ventilator, I was telling myself, like, you know what, I gotta like do what I really been wanting to do. Like, what's holding me back from being great? And man, I'd say 2 months after I got out the hospital, that's when Lil Ron Ron came out. So it was really that time where my back was against the wall. I had nothing. Everything was falling apart. That made me realize, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, it's time to get to it.
I want to say, because I ain't gonna be able to speak to you, Happy Father's Day.
Hey, thank you. Happy Father's Day to you too.
Thank you. So as you were going through that, how was it for you to see your son going through that?
Oh, that was terrible. It was the
Like,
worst part of. It was the worst time of my life.
I know that's something y'all probably don't want to revisit. I just
So I cry every time. Yeah, it was something. I mean, when I seen him laying there like that, it just destroyed me. That was my baby, and look how it destroyed me. And I'm so thankful to God that He brought him through, and I'm sitting here next to him.
and we are happy that you made it through that. Even if
Hey,
people don't
thank
say
you.
it to you every day, and even if people, me, my household, my friends, my fan base, the podcast, we share y'all videos all the time with each other. I send them to my
All right.
family members. I think it is so hilarious. And the thing is, like, I know you always say your mom's the star. If the puppet don't talk, it
Thank
doesn't.
you.
And it's crazy because the first time I seen one of your videos, I can't remember the exact video it was, but I know it was the one when you slammed the door on him when he was talking, when y'all was outside and he was in it. I did it to my son. Like, he like, Daddy, it's a puddle right there. And I'm like, okay. He was like, you ever jumped in the puddle? I was like, yeah, when I was your size. He was like, yeah, I like puddles because puddles is puddles. And I just, like, yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about. Then we in this in the same day. Now I'm taking him to school. I'm on the phone. He's in the back seat just talking. And I hang up the phone. I look back. I said, "You still talking?" He was like, "Yeah, I'm still talking. I thought you was listening."
That man, like that's how kids be. I know my son Kendrick, he will just like we go for a ride, he gonna talk from the moment we get in the car until we get to where we going. He gonna find something to keep talking about. And I just be listening. I'm like, yeah, yeah.
So I also see that you've done music.
Yep, I do a little bit of everything. I started off with animation. I got into doing music. I've always liked doing music, but I got into music more because my animations needed some sound behind it. And I was like, it's too tough to try to reach out to artists, get a clearance to put their music in it. So I might as well just make the music myself. Like I think that's what kind of got me into everything because when I animate, I want to do every portion of it. Like the cartoon from start to finish, I want to be a part of every part of it. So being able to do that for the music was dope. And then the coolest part about the music is, you always have that dream of like having a song to go up and do this, to be able to be behind like multiple viral songs, to be able to have like a song with my face on it, get 100,000 plays, 500,000 streams, like it's crazy. And then recently, I'd say like a year ago, one of our songs was put in a movie, and I'm like, that's like, it's unbelievable.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So through this whole journey with you bouncing back from what happened with your 3 surgeries and you becoming an instant viral hit with the Lil Ron Ron, with the puppet, what would be, you would say, what would be the moment that out of doing all this, what would be the moment that you just sat outside and was like, yo, I'm blessed. Like I've been through so much. I'm really sitting here blessed. I got my 2 kids. I got my mom. Like, what would be the moment when you just realized, like, you got the second chance that you was praying you got when you was in that hospital bed?
I think it's tough because I work so much that it's hard to like sit down and kind of realize that. But I think the times that it's like certain key points that I realize it the most. I think the first time I realized is when I went to New York for the first time. Before YouTube, before all of this, we from South Bend, so we went to Chicago, Indianapolis, 2 hours away. But to get on that plane for the first time and go see Times Square, that's when I was like this really, like I wouldn't have been able to do this if I would have never started, doing these videos. I think another point in time is when so now I have 3 kids, getting ready to be remarried. When I sat back and I realized I had bought a house just from doing videos. And I have 3 beautiful kids, a beautiful wife. I'm like, man, my life has changed. And then I want to say the third time is the house that we're in now. When me and my mom got together and bought this house and moved out of the hood, that was like the biggest one.
Beautiful.
When we did that, I'm like, man, that's what really did it. The moment we was moving everything out of the old house, I'm like, my mom is out here now in the country. She don't got to worry about nothing. She don't got to hear these cop sirens outside the house at other people's houses up the street. Like she don't got to hear no more gun sounds going off. Like that's what really did it. Cause you hear rappers say, buy my mom a house, but to be able to be in the moment and help with those things and really change situations, that's what really made me realize, like, man, I made a difference, and not only my family's lives, but people across the globe being able to watch my content and be entertained.
Yeah. So with that being said, I hear you saying you're getting ready. Congratulations, because you're saying you're getting ready to remarry.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, I may not know why the first one didn't work out, but were you afraid to fall in love at that level again?
Yeah, because not to get into too many details, but the first one was unexpected. I didn't know that things were going to end the way they were. I was kind of blindsided. So it took me years. Like me and my soon-to-be wife, we've been together 7 years. So it took me a while to like really realize that like not everybody's the same. Not every situation is going to be the same. And that you can trust people and you can move forward from such traumatic situations. So that was a very, very tough thing, and I battled with that for a minute. But I'm blessed and happy that I kind of got past that point, and I got to the point where I am now to be able to move forward with things like that.
That's a beautiful answer. I can't even. I have nothing.
Hey, thank you.
That's a beautiful answer, even because I can understand how scary it would be for that to happen, and then it's like, I don't know if I want to really walk down that path again.
Yeah,
but I respect that you looked at it from a level-handed standpoint.
Hey, thank you. It took a while, to get to that point, but I'm happy that I have gotten to that point. I think just this whole journey of me doing, social media, me helping out, different people. I've helped my friends make a way to change their life as well. Being able to go through all of those things, I think it really just changed me, a lot. Because that kid that I was 23, 24, the kid that I was when Lil Ron took off. I'm a completely different person now from all of the, different things that I went through. So, man, I'm so like just feel so blessed to be, in the headspace that I'm in now, in the position that I'm in now, to be able to do what I do today.
All right, now, how many people know that that's your mom as the mother to the? How many people know that?
I think I put it like in the comments. So like, say we do a video, I comment and be like, I just talked to my mom. We dropping another video next Sunday. So the people who pay attention to that know, and friends and family know her voice.
They know my voice.
They know her voice.
I had a friend call me the other day and say, "That's you with your son, ain't it? That's you." I said, "Yeah." I know your voice anywhere, mean woman.
And I think that a lot of people think it's my grandmother, but I think it's because the puppet being a kid and then my mom So if it was my kids in the video, it would be, their grandmother, but some people think it's my grandmother. Some people know it's my mom. It's a little bit of everything, but everybody want to do a face reveal. So this is the first time on your platform that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a clap honest. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Did y'all expect it to be that much fun? Like I know you do, but I know mom don't do the skit. So
yeah.
Well, did you expect it to be that much fun to do that with your son?
Yeah, it's fun. I love it. I just tell me what to do. And then I said, well, should I be so hard with it? He said, no, mom, just flow with it. Just flow with it. So I just flow with it.
And now I'm telling you, when we do the videos, I don't have to tell her anything now. She just go with it. Cause I think part of it too is like as a kid, I've made her mad before. So I feel like I know some of the things to say to get a reaction out of her now. So it's kind of just like, it's like, it's easy at this point. Cause I'm like, okay, if we start the skit, I know if I say this, she gonna turn up. So it's like, and then
it comes from a place of real.
Yeah, that's why I feel like so many people can resonate with it. And the stuff she say, we don't have no script. Like I just say something, and then she say the first thing that come to her mind, and it be a hit.
Like,
I should have said that shit out.
And I'd be like, nah,
I'd be perfect. My all-time favorite one, because I do it with my son. That's why it's my all-time favorite one. When you put him to bed, and he was like, I can watch Power Rangers. He was like 10 minutes. Because my son loves SpongeBob. He'd be like, I can watch SpongeBob. We'd be like, yo, the TV going off at 8:30, but it's 8:25 and we turning it on.
Yeah.
He'd be in the bed so upset. Like, yeah, you just put it on. And then he was like, I'm thirsty. And he was like, you ain't thirsty.
When it's time to lay down, they always get hungry, thirsty.
Gotta use the bathroom. It's
it's always something when it's time to lay down.
And then when he pointed out the obvious, he said, it's still light outside. You was like, so what? Close your eyes. Oh, yo, y'all are amazing.
Hey, thank you so much.
Now we got the present. So now your mom's right next to you. So how was it growing up?
It was awesome. Like I had a really great childhood. My mom always did stuff with us. We went, places, went to amusement parks. Like I had a great childhood. Like I can't complain.
That's good. That's good. So mom, was you always on him like you on a puppet?
No, I wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, she let me do stuff like
I let him get away with it.
Funny thing, it's one story that I always tell people. Like so my mom doesn't drive, and my dad does. So when my dad was at work, it's like I couldn't. Hey, can you take me to the mall? Like do this. So I learned how to catch the bus. So I would catch the bus. I'd be at the mall somewhere. My mom probably think I'm up at the park playing, but I'm at the mall with my friends. But I always wanted to tell that story because I thought it was hilarious.
So I found out.
Yeah, and she didn't know, but we used to be at the mall hanging out. But I know she'd have found out I was clear across town somewhere. She would have been mad.
So was it hard once you reach like popularity, like living in your city and state? Like for people who recognize you, like they know that's you, and it's like, yo, I'm just trying to be an average person. Y'all could like not, hey, oh, it's you. It's like, how was that transition?
I think at first when I was young, I loved it so much because I'm like, which I still love it now, but when it was fresh, it was like, I prayed for days like this. You know what I'm saying? So people come up, want to take I take every picture people ask for. If they ask for an autograph, I just think I'm me, but I'll sign it. I love it. I think nowadays, now that I just turned 30. So now I still love it. I still take, hey, thank you. I still take every picture. I think the difference now is I'm a little more worried because I got, a family, people that I watch out for. And I notice a lot of people, when they notice it's you, sometimes they won't say nothing. You would just be at the store and people staring at you like whispering. I think that's the only thing that kind of throw me off about it, because you never know like what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes like people will be in a car, they'll stop the car, roll the window down, and be like, "Hey, is you Cartoon Connect?" Like that part. I think that part makes me a little uneasy because people will stop wherever they at to like figure out if it's you. But other than that, I love it, man. I wouldn't change it for anything. I sometimes when I know somebody want to ask for a picture and they kind of nervous to ask, I'll ask for them. Like I really enjoy it. Like I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change it for anything.
How about you, Mom?
Well, no, not me. They don't know me yet.
They don't know you yet, but I know there's times you've been with them.
Oh yeah, it's exciting to me. Especially the little kids, they really go crazy and it's just amazed, you know, and I'm like, that's my son. You know.
Like you sit there like, oh, look at you like kids look up to you. Like they really
Yeah, I'm like, that's my son. Yeah.
That's me. I asked you that question because when I first started doing the podcast, it was all right. I didn't do guests. But then when I started reaching out to people to do guests, I started local. And when I'd be like walking down the street or at work, one time a guy stopped me. But it's the way he stopped me that made me like tense up. He was like, "Hey, yo, you got a podcast." I'm like, "Who told you that?" That was my next. That was the first question to ask. And then he looked in my face. He said, "No, I've seen you. You had my cousin on there." I was like, "Nah, what's the name of my podcast?" Then he said it, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." He was like, "Oh, I'm a little bit too aggressive." Yes, bro. I don't know who you are.
Yeah, man, people get like that. Like the other day, I was leaving out of a store, and I seen the guy walking this way, and we looked at each other real quick, but then we kept walking. But he waited till after he passed me, like when he was behind me, and was like, "Hey, you Cartoon Connect?" And I'm my goodness. So then I turned around, he like, "Hey, I love your videos, man. Keep going." But it just was like, you couldn't have said that before you walked past me.
And then the guy, he walked up behind me too, because I'm standing there, and he was just like, and then another guy was like, "I'm just trying to come on your podcast." I'm like, "Yo, who? What?" He's like, "Oh yeah, podcast, right?" I'm like, "Why did you walk up like that? You could have said hello." Like,
yeah, that's not. I think it's people approach, but I think it's so like, because I realized, even though people kind of see me as like a YouTube celebrity or like an Instagram personality, when I see people that I'm really inspired by, I realize I'm kind of the same way. Like I said like a couple weekends ago, I went to a convention. And I watch a lot of basketball, so it was a player named he go by Bone Collector. He like a real.
I know you're talking about.
Man, I walked past him and it threw me off because I did not expect to see him. And I was like, "Oh shoot, it's Bone Collector." And he looked at me, I looked at him. He was like, "What's going on, bro?" But I didn't even know he knew who I was. So for him to be like, "Yeah, I love your videos. They funny." And we both sitting there kind of like, bro, it was crazy. Like I still kind of fan out, over people that I enjoy watching online. So I try to remember that myself when people, kind of come up to me and ask different things or like the way they approach. I try to remember that.
The thing for me that I appreciate, and it puts me in that situation over because I'm from Newark, New Jersey. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, and I don't know if you ever heard the rapper Redman.
Yeah.
Out here, you would not know he's a rapper. He's just an average, like, there's no fame behind him. And we was in Walmart, and I'm at the register, the self cash out checkout, and he just walked past me. He's right next to me, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking, and I'm like, "Yo, I know this is Redman, but I'm not sure if this is Redman." I never spoke because I wasn't sure, because you hear stories like, "Yeah, Redman just be walking down the street," and now I'm in that moment, like he really just standing right, like average, like, but no one's reacting but me. I'm like, don't nobody else see the rapper Redman right here? And then he looked at me like, "What's up?" and just left. I'm like, "Yo," like it was so like everybody sees him every day, and it's just like I understand when you said you seen Bone Collector, because you just walk past like that Bone Collector just sitting there, and it's like, "Yeah, what's up, man?"
Yeah, I almost freaked out because I was like, I think what made him stop is I was like, "Oh shoot, And he looked at me and I was like, hey. And I felt bad because I freaked out real quick because like, man, I'm such a fan of like his videos. So to randomly see him when I'm not expecting to was crazy. I think the same weekend, so the convention I went to was VCon by Gary V. It's like an entrepreneur con. And that same weekend I met Snoop Dogg's son too, like just randomly. So it was it was dope.
You have any siblings?
Yep, I got an older sister, an older brother. No, two older sisters and an older brother.
So you are the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, he the baby.
That's what makes the puppet even better now. Look, you the baby. Look, you the baby.
That's the baby.
So how's your brothers and sisters with what you do? They support him just as much as mom is?
Yeah, they love it. I don't know if I could get them to get in the videos. I don't think they really like social media people, but they love it though. They always support. And if I have events, if they, in the area, or if they don't have, too much going on, they definitely pull up every time. They share my videos every time I post them. They definitely support.
That's good. So, Mom, I have a question for you. Now that I know he has siblings, easier to raise, girls or boys?
Oh, boys. Boys.
Why? Boys easier?
Mm-hmm.
What make the boys easier than the raise than the girls?
Boys is easier than them girls, and girls is something.
Well, I have one boy. I wanted a girl, but my first try, I got a boy. So I did want a girl though. I'm not gonna lie. But by the way I'm reacting, I think I'm fine. I think
I did good.
I believe.
Yeah, my oldest is a girl, and I would say it's a little bit easier with boys. I think girls, it's a lot more, that you got to kind of pay attention to. Like my sons, I buy them a pair of shoes, they're gonna run them to the ground. They're not gonna care. My daughter, as soon as a little dirt get on there, I need another pair of shoes because these have dirt on them. I don't know what I'm gonna like. It's so many things that I gotta pay attention to. That yeah.
Well, my fiance wanted me to let y'all know, both of y'all, since y'all have girls and boys, that boys are savages.
Yeah, for sure.
She said these new boys are savages. Because our son is 3. Literally, he was at school. They walked in 4 minutes before it was time. My son seen the lights. He was like, "What you doing?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "Can I help you?" I said, "It's already done." He just started crying, like, "I want to help you." I said, "Help me do what?" Then I put the SpongeBob boy, and he came over here like, "What you doing?" They can see me. They can see me. That's why I picked them up. I said, "No, they can't see you." He said, "Hi, hi."
Yeah, he was so cute.
Oh man, but I love now that I'm getting to know the man and the woman behind the videos. I can understand why the videos feel so like family, and why other people can touch and adapt to everything. Because even friends and family members I have that don't have children laugh because they like, "Dang, I was raised the same way." And I remember I took my I want to say it was either Mother's Day or her birthday. I took her to buy some sneakers. She loved Reeboks. And she was like, "Oh, can I get a pair of these?" I said, "You don't want no LaMelo balls?"
The funniest part about that, I feel like I'll be watching like my daughter, she plays basketball. So when I take her to her practices, all the little kids be like, "Oh, you got the new LaMelo balls?" And I thought about that when I was doing the skit. I'm like, all the kids always ask her about the LaMelos. I'm guessing these is like popular for kids.
Yeah, so the whole time we was in there, I just kept saying it to her. Even the people in the Foot Locker was like, "She don't want no LaMelo balls." I said, "Come on, we can get some." And I was trying to say it in your voice. She was like, "I want Chinese Reeboks on." I said, "Excuse me, you got some LaMelo balls?" and she was like, "I don't want no LaMelo ball sneakers." I said, "But they cheap. You can get them on sale." So I use what y'all say in everyday life.
Hey, thank you.
Everyday life. I use what y'all say in everyday life. So
Hey, we appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all because when she told me, she was like, he's excited. He said he'll do it. I was like, who'll do it? And then she sent me the page because she liked to surprise me. So she sent me the page. I'm like, no way. Like, yeah, I'm like, nah, there's no. I said, we're not even in the same state. I said, man, tell him we got Zoom. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, hey, I always love, doing stuff like this too, because I feel like it's a part of, being able to inspire people too. I love podcasts. I love being able to get on and tell my story, because you never know, how many people can be inspired by that, or how many people might see this episode and be like, man, let me, what I'm saying, let me do what I always wanted to do, or let me start making videos, or let me start a podcast. So I always love doing stuff like this.
And I always reach out to, because you could be the most popular person in the world, but you'll be surprised how many people you will touch when you tell your story.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
it might be somebody that might sit there and might not find you entertaining, and then hear your story and still support you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I find him funny, but he went through so much stuff. He been through so many things, and to see you rise and tell your story and how your support system was what it was, and the single dad of two and everything. It is a blessing that you are still here and you entertaining
Mhm.
other people.
Hey, thank you. I think about that every day now. I'm like, man, I used to, when things was down bad like that, I used to, pray that things would get better. I used to, pray for everything that I'm going through now, everything that I'm doing now. So, um, man, I keep saying it, but it's a blessing to be able to be doing this, to be able to, be on your platform to tell my story, to be
Thank
able
you.
to entertain. Man, I can't thank y'all enough.
Mhm.
Um, I was asked, could you shout out everybody who's the other puppets?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I started off doing the puppet show with the group Cottonmouth. Shout out to my boy Steve, my boy Mark, J Money. The puppets go by G Ball, Rico, J Money. Of course, they know Duke. Cottonmouth is it's crazy how this even started, because we started this, I said, like 2 years ago, and it was all based off of a text message of me sending them a picture of some puppets, like, hey, y'all think we could do something with this? And then years later, like, we got viral videos everywhere with us reacting to videos, us doing skits and stuff like that. So man, huge shout out to the group. We still going crazy. We got more stuff on the way. We actually getting together tomorrow to drop some new videos.
That's the first time I seen the puppet. I remember now. Y'all was to a cooking video and it was all the puppets sitting down.
Yeah.
That was the first time I seen. So when I seen him by himself, I said, "Oh, he went solo." I'm like,
Oh, that's the other thing I want people to know too. Now we still at it. We still all doing videos together. We just, all of us have our own separate things that we do on the side. Like Jay Money is a rapper, like can rap circles around like anybody I could think of. We got Steve, hilarious comedian. He's a designer. He designed clothes. He go crazy with that. We got Mark. He's an actor. Our whole group is full of talented guys, and we do our stuff together. Everybody got their own stuff that they working on the side. And on the side, mine just happened to be, animation. And then I just love creating content. So I think of all types of skits, and the one that I came to my mind with just happened to be a hit.
well, let your friends know. I'll reach out to all of them.
For
Just
sure.
all their socials. I'll reach out to all of them. I would love to get them all on the platform.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we could pick a date. We usually get together on Tuesdays and usually like Tuesdays and Thursdays or Fridays. But if we could pick a date, I could get them together and we can do another call with them too.
It's cool. Thursdays are my record day. So
Okay.
you just tell me what Thursday works best for y'all, and we can do it.
Okay, if we plan for I was gonna say next week, but that's kind of quick. If we do the week after next week, if you could if we just figure out what date that is, I'm gonna send it to the
I
guys
won't
and make
be
sure
able
they
to
got
do
that day
it
free.
I won't be able to do it the week at the next because I got a wedding to attend.
Oh, okay. So
So
let's we could probably do 2 weeks from now and just have it set in stone, and then I'll make sure everybody know about it, and then shoot, we get it together.
that's perfect. That's perfect. I'm cool with all of that.
Hey, let's do it.
So, mom, how do you transition? How do you as your son grows and gets bigger and bigger? How do you transition into the protection part? Because he's your baby boy. He ain't the oldest one. He's the last one. So how do you like? I know my son he travels. He has to go here. He has to go there. How is that for a mom? Like, yo, my baby boy is like, you okay? You pack this. You make sure you got you know.
Oh, you call me when you get on the plane. You call me when you get off. Yeah, I'm calling you all while you're there. Yeah, it's just I be nervous, very nervous.
That's why, because once he said he was the baby, I said, "Oh, you the last one." It's really like everybody is like, "Where is he?" Like, it's not like you the middle child or the oldest child. It's like, yo, you the baby. Y'all my baby. This is
He's my baby. Yeah, I call him every day. We talk every day on the phone. You know, but yeah, when he get ready to travel, it scares me because I don't like to ride on airplanes. And I know he's on the airplane, and I'm like, okay, just make sure you call me when you land.
Little does she know she getting on the plane sometime soon though.
Yeah,
We
you're gonna
got
have
to
to
go
get
on
on
a
the plane.
vacation. Something. I told her we
You
got
have
to
to
go
get on
on
the
a
plane.
vacation. So she's gonna have to get on there eventually.
I told my father that because my father's not too fond of planes. Like, he's the only person I know that drove from California to New York.
Ooh.
And I told him, I said, how do you expect to leave the country in the car when you have to cross water? You're gonna have to get on the plane one day. You want to go to certain beautiful places.
Yeah, we got to see it all. That's why I was telling my mom too, with just everything that we got going on. I feel like once this, well, it's already, kind of growing, but I want to plan certain vacations just for us to see, different parts of the world. Like of course, Hawaii is kind of connected, to the USA, but I want to see Hawaii. Like I want to see different countries, like, and be able to experience all of this stuff. So little does she know, she gonna get on the plane eventually.
Yeah, mom, plane.
Don't go with you, I go.
Look, see, there you go. All right, like, you can sit next to Duke.
Yeah, Duke coming too for sure. We gotta get some videos out there.
So
that's my boy.
So where did you find the puppets? Because these ain't your average looking puppets. Like, so
Thank you.
what is
It's funny.
That's what stand out more before he even talks. It's like, yo, just look at the puppet.
So I'm naturally artistic. Like before animation, I used to draw, do crafts and stuff like that. So when I seen the puppets, it's actually a brand called I want to say it's called like Mitchell and Doug or something like that. Michelle and Doug. I can't remember, but I bought the puppet from the store, and he had blue eyes, and I was like, he black. Like I got to make him black. He was like a light skinned puppet at first with blue eyes, and I was like, nah, this ain't really me. So I had to cut his eyes out. So then I go into the craft store and I'm like, I gotta make new eyes. But when I made them, they was way too big. And they was poking out. So now I was like, all right, let me try something else. So I made the eyelids and sewed them on. And then this one he started looking like this, but the eyelids was different color than the fur or the skin. So then I spray painted them. After I spray painted them, I drew a line up on them, and then he turned out like this.
Yeah. Because when I see it, I say, yo, where did he possibly find a puppet that looked like that? Like,
I had to make him.
That's so unique. And this is the craziest part, how I knew you had to customize them. I said, yo, ain't a black person walk past that puppet and feel some type of way that puppet is being sold? Like, I said that to myself, like, yo, where did he find a puppet? Like, I know some black person was like, y'all think y'all funny selling this puppet? Like, y'all like, yo, there's no way.
Yeah, this all custom made, and then I try to take the best care of them I can, because it's gonna be so hard to try to remake this if because I tried it once and it didn't look the same. This is a one of one. Like
I'm not gonna lie, I thought I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. When you did the one with the dog, I thought the dog bit the puppet too much. I'm like, the puppet ain't
I'm not gonna lie, we put him through some things. Like we just did the recent one where he was in the bathtub. I was kind of scared because I'm like, then we're gonna have to put him in the washing machine. We're gonna have to dry him. We did another skit where he had fireworks, so we got to sew this up. He definitely been worked on a couple times, but he making it through.
Yeah, the one when y'all when your mom was like, you washing your face, and he was like, huh? She was putting the lotion on him. Oh my God. I know he is so upset because I hate it. My mother used to put it on so rough. Yeah, but you got to make sure you're not ashy. I felt this pain.
And I think that's what makes it so funny too, because it's like it's a puppet. So for us to be doing like doing all this stuff with the puppet,
yes.
I don't think it's nobody else doing that.
Nah, you won to me. You won. But like I used to send your videos to people. Now they send them to me. So I told my cousin he always sends your videos. I said, "Oh, yo, guess who's coming on the podcast?" He was like, "Who?" I said, "Them." He was like, "Nah." And it's funny because my cousin used to be my co-host, but he relocated. Yeah. So he was like, "Yo, let me be your co-host one more time." I said, "Nah." I said, "Nah, it's just me." But I really do want to thank y'all because you would think millions of people hundreds of people might reach out to you for an interview. My platform isn't the biggest, it isn't the smallest, but you never let that stop you from being level-headed as a person. No matter how many followers, no matter how much money you make, no matter how many subscribers you got, you still remain human. Because that's what I call it when they become Hollywood, and it's like, dang, bro, I can't get a handshake. I always shake your hand before the puppet, or I always shake your hand before Lil Ron. Now you just walk past me like, oh, no, I'm not shaking. For you to look at me it's people in my state who are nowhere near your level of popularity that have turned down this podcast.
Because I feel like it's everything that you've given can be taken away, so easily. And I feel like that usually happens to people who not, what I'm saying, not appreciative of it, or they get it and they so like, this is, this, and I can't do this no more. I can't do this. I'm like, nah, because man, 4, 5, 6 years ago, I was praying to be in this position. So man, I still do interviews. Like I said earlier, I take every picture. It don't matter who asks. I love doing this stuff because, like, man, I would have never even thought I would be in this position, like, to be able to do it. So I love doing this. Like I wouldn't, like, anybody who reach out, hey, let's do it. As long as they, what I'm saying, professional and got their stuff together, hey, we gonna do
it. And you accepting this, I'm gonna tell you exactly what me and my fiance say every time we reach out to bigger platforms. We take a deep breath and we go, let's give it a shot. The worst you can say is no.
No.
Yeah.
So when I first started and I had no following, my friends did it with me. It built the following. I reached out to some people. The bigger the guest, the more I know, it gets bigger. Like, so by you saying yeah, and I see that, and knowing how much people love you, and knowing how much they about to love your mother because they finally get to see the person behind them. So knowing that, and thank you for even bringing the puppet, because I didn't even know you was going to bring Duke. I thought it was just going to be y'all too. So,
oh yeah, for sure. I was like, usually when I do interviews and stuff, I have him, sit on here, and I just he funny. Like when you see him, you just like, yeah, that's him.
And it's funny too. Every time you talk, his voice come out. Why? So you was explaining yourself, and like some of the stuff you said, I'm like, yo, he sound just like Duke.
That's the funniest part. I don't really change my voice too much to make his I know
I can hear it right now as you're talking.
But people is like, man, I can just imagine the puppet when you talk.
That's all you hear, because it's so like you have went from your voices. It's just because your Lil Ron voice is different.
Yeah.
And that turned into, now when you hear that, that's almost as iconic. If you ask me, that's as iconic as any cartoon character on television.
Oh, I also want to add, so for Lil Ron, the voice of Lil Ron is my boy Ron Boy TV. I'm so on that show, I do like some writing and stuff there, here and there, with help out with ideas, but I'm mainly the animator. So every episode that's done, I've drawn and animated every episode, but my homeboy Ron do the voice for it.
What got you into animation?
I've been drawing since
Yeah.
I've been drawing since a kid. Like my parents used to take me to the park and I would play here and there, but I wanted to draw like what was at the
That's
park.
all you do.
And then I ended up going to college for graphic design because I didn't know you could just go to college to be an artist. I mean, you can, but back then I was like, I don't even think that's possible. So I went for graphic design and we had one animation course in there. And I fell in love with animation. I've always been a fan of cartoons too. So I was like, after college, I was like, man, I want to make cartoons. And then it took a couple years. It took some stuff happening for me to really, really get into it. But I'm glad I did because, man, I'm living a dream, being able to do exactly what I've, wanted to do as a kid and doing other stuff outside of that too. And being able to work from home, stay at home with the kids, not missing out on anything. Man, it's a blessing.
You made all the puppets?
No, so the other two is basically the base model, but we added stuff onto it. So this one I made, and G-Ball, I made him too the first time, and then the second time, my boy Steve, we like worked together on making them. But the first set of Duke and G-Ball that we made, I made those.
So are all of them related? Like, are they family or are they just friends?
They just friends.
I just because I wondered that. Like, I wonder if Duke got siblings.
we should have been thinking about a whole storyline. We make characters that look just like Duke, but with different hairstyles, and be like, okay, this Duke uncle, this is Duke brother, this, and we should have thinking about some stuff like that. So it may be coming.
You might not even. This one thing I thought about. Now that I'm talking to you and I understand it, why you don't do a regular voice sometimes? Like you, your mom, and Duke.
I don't know. I never thought about it. We also, this is actually the first time we told anybody this, but we working on a cartoon for this series too.
Oh man, that'd be that bad.
And it's gonna be dope.
I appreciate you dropping all this here. I appreciate
Hey.
I appreciate that fully. And it's dope that you're your own animator, so you don't have to wait for no company to tell you, oh, we want to invest in you. You want to know I invest in myself. I 100%.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why I wanted to be an animator and start an animation company, because when I first started wanting to be an animator, everybody had me thinking you had to get hired by Disney, you had to get hired by Sony, you had to get hired somewhere and have this crazy portfolio to be able to be an animator. And I'm like, yo, I see people posting animations on YouTube all the time. Why don't I just try that? And then for it to be able to become something lucrative that I can live off of, and then to start an animation company. Companies reached out. I've worked with Def Jam, BET, to be able to be, that company that they say you had to put a portfolio in and work for is the main goal. Because man, it's like it's breaking that barrier. It's like I could do all of this stuff at home. I don't really need to have somebody approve my portfolio for me to be an animator, for somebody to say I'm an animator. I could do it all by myself.
I agree with you 100% because me and you were sitting here. I don't have a podcast with no other company. I didn't have a hot deaf manager hit you up. I didn't even. That's my soon to be wife, and she was just like, "Oh, I just thought it'd be cool if y'all just okay." Like, so it's like I didn't have to go through the steps of anything extra. It was just, you said yes. You understood what I had. You seen the vision. I'll see your vision and love your vision.
Yeah, it's all about seeing that vision too. A lot of people not gonna see your vision, or some people don't even see they vision themselves. So they kind of doubt themselves on what they do. That's why I feel like if you got the vision and you see it, go for it. You're gonna get 100 no's, but when you get that one or two yeses, it's your foot in the door. It's go time at that point.
And another thing people don't understand, you might get 100 no's, but if it wasn't for them no's, you wouldn't have been able to reinvent yourself to get
Yeah.
100 people could tell you no. You just said when the little rah died. Like, so little rah died down and you came up with that and you and your mom did that. That's two different I guess you could say animations because that's animation with a puppet. So that's two different. Both came from your brain.
Yeah.
But if somebody would have told you yes, you probably would have never created Lil Ron. You would have doing something else.
Yep.
It's the fact that you took every no and reinvented yourself to where now you say yes or no.
Yep. And the no is what's gonna let you know that you got to redo it. Like, for example, I just started a rug company where I make custom rugs. And at first I was posting, and nobody was really.
We can do it though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let me know. So we was working on that, and it wasn't biting, like it wasn't hitting. Nobody was figuring it out. I mean, nobody was really reaching out, and I had so many channels that I made wasn't going up. So many this, so many that. But then when I sat back and looked at all of the stuff I was doing wrong, I was like, it's basically like getting a no. Like you're not getting no views. You put out 50 videos, nobody really watching. You get enough of those no's, you're gonna be like, let me figure this out. Let me reinvent. So just recently, I rechanged the whole structure of my promotion of the rugs. The way I shoot the videos is more cinematic. Soon as I did that, I start putting them out. Now the orders coming in. So it's like, it's just about when you get those no's or things ain't working, reinvent yourself. Keep trying. If I would have gave up once I put out 50 rug videos and nobody bought none, then it would be like, if I would have gave up, I wouldn't be, where I'm at today, where I got orders to, I'm kind of like over the top on orders because I reinvented myself. I kept trying. A lot of people are so quick to give up on what they want to do, or when something don't work, they're like, I'll just, try again later. It's like, no, you just got to keep going. You got to keep trying. You got to keep being persistent.
Do you ever feel overwhelmed?
Yeah, all the time.
Because hearing what you say, you sound like me when I tell people about the podcast. I shoot it. I don't know if she sent you clips or whatever, but I shoot it, I edit it, I do all of that. Like no one else. I like when we're done, I'm not gonna hand this to somebody else. Whatever clip you see on Instagram, I made it. I put the subtitles, the captions, and it's like I'm taking a 2-week break. Like this is my last interview for 2 weeks, and I need it.
No, that's how it gets stressful too, and just doing so many different things like doing animation, doing content, doing rugs, doing all these different things. It's very overwhelming, but I realize I've made like a what do you call it? I've made like some sort of like a schedule where I'm like, I'm gonna write down everything that I have to do. And every day I'm going to look at that list and try to knock something off of it, whether it be a small thing or a large thing. I'm going to try to do something that day and we just going to keep building. I'm not going to get it all done that first day. Might not get it done the second day. I might not get it done that week, but as long as I keep doing something, I'm going to make progress. I always say slow motion is better than no motion. So if I'm making a little bit of motion here and there, it's better than me sitting back and being overwhelmed with it and not doing much. So I try to do a little bit of something every single day towards this, towards that. And that's how I kind of keep myself level-headed, because if I just looked at the bigger picture of everything that I'm doing, I feel like I would be like, yo, I don't even like know what I'm gonna do. But I just take everything a step at a time, take everything a day at a time. And you might not see that progress on this in this area today. You might not see it tomorrow, but you look back at it 6 months from now, you're gonna be like, whoa, I made all of this progress just from making a little step here and there.
I feel you. You my second interview today. You my 7th interview in 5 days.
Yeah, see?
You made yours so good, it's on Zoom. I ain't have to. And then the other stuff, being in front of him, the whole, like, it's, I understand and I respect your grind. I respect your hustle. And Mom, you are amazing for
Thank you.
And becoming a part of his brand. Like, because I know y'all always a part of his brand, but y'all an extension. You are officially a part of the brand. Like, like you in the credits. Like, that's my mother. Like,
yeah.
He won an award for him. You go on stage with him.
All right.
It's a team joint.
Thank you.
And I know you're busy, but we have a game we play. It's 5 questions I ask. It's called Cap or Facts. Y'all both can answer.
Okay, cool.
It's cap if you disagree. It's facts if you agree. And you just got to explain your answer. There is no both or not both like that. It's just either cap, I disagree with that, or it's facts, I agree with that.
Okay, cool.
All right. The first question is, if you don't enjoy doing it, like how you do the animation and stuff, if you don't enjoy doing that for free, then that's probably not the profession for you.
That's facts.
Yeah, facts. I know facts. Yeah.
Oh, look,
Yeah, because I spent 2 years animating without getting paid for it before I started making money off of video. I put my first animation out in 2014. I didn't get a first $100 check I got from YouTube was in the end of 2016. So I spent 2 years working on it, not making nothing before it popped off. And if I wouldn't have did that, I would have never even got to that point, 2 years later.
All right. Stability is a must for anything you're doing.
Fact.
Yeah, that's fact. I think about it because I'm like, a lot of the time, being an entrepreneur, this is not really a stable job. It's just like
yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
some days I'm living on a prayer. But but that is true, what I'm saying, in certain circumstances. So I'm gonna say fact.
Okay. Third question. Hard work beats talent when the talent isn't working hard.
That's fact.
I
Because
appreciate
a lot of the time I feel like with certain things, like for example, I make rugs, and it's certain rug makers that got way, that is way more talented at making rugs than me. But one thing you're not gonna do is outwork me. So if I see how many rugs you putting out per week, I'm gonna try to double that. Or if I see what you're doing here, I'm gonna try to do that even better than that. Because you could be better than me, you could be smarter, you can be more talented, but you're not gonna outwork me.
And that's beautiful, man. That's right. Keep that hunger to infinity and beyond, as my son was saying.
Yeah, that was good.
All right. Fourth question. That was the third question, right? Yeah. Fourth question. You need a team with whatever you do.
Cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I remember, because when I first started doing social media, first started doing a little round, I handled every single part of the operation. And for a while, it worked great. Like I had no problem with it. I edited my own videos, animated my own videos, did the music for my own videos. I managed myself. I didn't have an assistant. I have a team now, but I do think at the time when I didn't have one, things were still going really well.
Well, I'm slowly getting the team, so I'm 100% with you with the cap.
Yeah, yeah. I got a team now, and
I even reach out for myself. Like just reach out.
Yeah, I have a team now. Like I have an assistant. My mom does videos with me. The guys do videos with me. Sometimes I have editors. I have it now, and it does help. But I think at one point in time, I did not have a team, and things were still going great.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure how you're going to answer this one. Because by that answer now, I didn't expect you to say cat. That's why.
Okay.
You can't succeed without failing first.
That's facts. Yeah. Because even when, things are going great, before it got to that point, I had failed so many times. Like, my Kristen would always tell me, she would be like, I would be like, man, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to quit. And she would be like, nah, the next video is the one. The next video is the one. And the next video might not have been the one. And the next video after that wasn't the one. And after that, it wasn't. But eventually it was. So you gotta fail multiple times before you get it. Because if you don't fail, how you know what you're doing wrong? How you know what you need to improve? How you know how to make it better? Because everything can always be done better. So yeah, you definitely got to fail. One of the songs that I wrote that I got on my YouTube, I think, and the lyric that everybody loved the most, it say, "Took a win, took a loss. That's what made me a boss." And I don't think I would be where I'm at today without those losses.
I love every word you said. You said it perfectly because
hey, thank you.
every especially when we record and the episode is good. Like when we finish the pod, I'll be like, my co-hosts always go, "This is gonna be the one."
Yeah.
Yeah, this only got about 20 views, buddy. But then the one. So I'm with you every time we record. And we feel it like when it's over and the guests leave, I'd be like, yo, that was so good. He'd be like, that might be the one. Damn, and I ain't the one either. I don't know what we gonna do. Like, I don't know who gonna be the guest. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna push them out every single week.
Yep. And that's what's eventually that one gonna come. It's just about continuing to keep doing that. I feel like everybody's journey is different. It's people who started YouTube at the same time as me that's in Hollywood right now, doing this, doing that. Sometimes, I've had the chance to do stuff like that, but I feel like everybody's journey is different. Sometimes it might take me a little bit longer than it might take somebody else to get to that point. So it's just about continuing to keep doing what you're doing and not giving up. Because, man, the person that give up could be this close to where they was getting ready to be. It could have been tomorrow that your stuff could have took off. But if you quit today, you wouldn't even know. So it's just about not giving up.
I told a friend of mine, it's similar to what you've been saying, but I said it this simple to him. I almost quit this podcast last year sometime. I almost quit. But I knew I wanted to interview guests, like to get their name out there. So I started in my state, and every once in a while I reach out like to you or I had a big photographer in Arkansas. Anytime I reach out. So I told myself, if I don't give it up 100% for at least 12 months, a calendar year, if I see no growth after going 100%, I revisit the quitting thing. I said, but if I go 100% and I see growth, I'm not leaving it, no matter if I make money or not. We started guests the last week of August last year. He was a family member, and now you sitting here.
Hey, it's because you didn't quit.
It ain't even been a year because August is not even a year yet.
Yeah,
but giving it 100%, I went from no one knows me to you sitting here.
That's the thing too. When you decide to really give 100% to something, something's gonna change. Like when I got out the hospital and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take animation seriously. Before that, I had maybe like 3,000 followers. When I got out the hospital and took it serious, Lil Ron took off overnight when I put the episode out. It's because I decided like I'm gonna do this. Like I'm not gonna, kind of half step it. Do this, do that. It's like, nah, let's 100% do this and put everything we got into it. When you put everything you got into it, it's bound to work.
But I want to thank y'all for coming up here. I don't want to hold y'all too long. I appreciate you for coming through here. My podcast, you Cartoon Connect. I'm gonna follow you. It's gonna be me. I'm IDCWYT_podcast. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. Y'all was so amazing. And from all the way from Newark, New Jersey, we want to say thank you for making my household laugh and making my state laugh, because I know we laugh all together. And one day I will be where you are, you'll be where I am, and we can do it in person one.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely got to do it.
So thank y'all very much. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Stay safe and have a great night.
Hey, thanks. Thank you.
No problem.
I sip, I roll my weed up. Niggas trip, but they can't see us. Big plays when I'm on top now. I got this, kick your feet up. Watch how I double up now. It's gonna cost 10 to see us.